Hello, Professor Sawyer and fellow classmates of INFO204. My name is Alicia, and this is my professional synthesis of what I learned in INFO204. I chose to focus on a key question in Chapter 8 of Dr. Hirsch's textbook. The chapter is entitled Community Anchors for Lifelong Learning, Public Libraries, and the contributor of this chapter is Kathleen de la Pena McCook. So one question that jumped out at me while I was reading this chapter is, why build public libraries? This question was posed by James LaRue in his article of the same name, written in 2014 for Public Libraries magazine. James LaRue said, "The library is a community center, a place for lifelong learning, a place for early childhood, emergent literacy, a creator space, and perhaps most subtly, a statement of community value. Who are we as a community? What are our needs? Libraries serve to meet those needs, and that's why we need them." So when I first read the requirements for this project, the synthesis, and I noticed that Professor Sawyer gave us some freedom of creative expression, I was very excited and immediately thought I would like to make something with my hands, specifically sew something. That's a big hobby of mine. I love to sew. So in Chapter 8, the author lists 18 service roles that public libraries provide for the community. And I chose 9 of the 18 to represent on a wall hanging that I created. It also looks like a quilt, but I'm going to call it a wall hanging because it's never going to be used as a quilt. It's too small. So I chose 9 service roles from Chapter 8 to represent on my quilt. While all of them are important, the 9 that I chose, I believe, answer this key question, why build public libraries? So let's take a closer look. Let's check out the quilt. Okay, here's my professional synthesis of INFO204. It's a representation of the 9 service roles that the Public Library Association has identified that libraries provide to the community. I chose 9 out of the 18. So I'll go through each one of them. This one is a book, and this first panel represents creating young readers, early literacy. So focusing on the first 5 years of a child's life is critical for literacy. This panel represents celebrating diversity. So cultural awareness. At my local library we have multicultural materials, programs, and even performances that they provide to the community. Next panel represents expressing creativity. So creating things, sharing what we make, and then maker spaces. So those have been really popular all over the United States, creating all kinds of things, from 3D printing to, using paper and Elmer's glue still. Next panel represents connecting with the online world. So public access to the internet is a huge thing that public libraries provide to the community, and very important, especially in our times that we live in now. And this panel represents discovering your roots. So genealogy, local history. At my library, they offer Ancestry.com as a free service for, researching your genealogy. So I thought that was pretty awesome. Down here we have stimulating your imagination. So reading, listening, and viewing for pleasure. All kinds of materials at the library too. Kind of let your imagination go. And this one I did a little schoolhouse. This represents succeeding in school. So homework help. The library provides homework help, At my local library, there's an Info Seekers program. Info Seekers is for 4th and 5th graders who need help on research projects, so they can go and get help there, which I think is amazing. And I'm a huge proponent of making the school to community library connection so that children can get their hands on even more books and resources. So that one's really important to me. And the last panel represents becoming or being an informed citizen. So being aware of local, national, and world affairs and educating yourself on those current events. Okay, so that's my wall art that I created, the library, Heart of the Community. I'm very proud of it. Since I don't quilt usually, I was kind of impressed with being able to put that together. I'm used to making skirts and doll clothes and pillows. So I'm going to share the website that I used, the tutorial that I used for that. Okay. So at the beginning of this term, my exploratory essay focused on youth services in the public library. So that's another connection I have with public libraries. That's my main focus, and it's my career goal. So I used my exploratory essay to learn more about the youth services in the public library. My interview assignment was with a manager of the Children's Services department in a city library. Now that really helped me better understand the organization, how it functions, its services that are offered, and its place in the community. I've always been a library user, but the big takeaway from this course is I've been able to get a glimpse into the world of public library from a professional standpoint. And this will help me when I go to explore my career options, and in order to prepare myself for a career in public library, which is my goal. And I hope that someday that I can do that. Thanks for watching.